Hi everyone, it's Allison. Welcome to an hour of power with me. I am using 2 blocks today. If you don't have 2 blocks, you can do the practice without the blocks. They will help in certain places. I often say grab a water bottle if you don't have a block or a sturdy book, but in this case the blocks are going to be more useful than a water bottle or books. But again, if you don't have that, no worries, we'll figure a way around. You're going to start seated today. Just come to the top of your mat and take a seat that's comfortable for you. And if that comfort level involves lifting your hips up on a cushion or on a block, then of course, please grab that. And then find a very comfortable seat with hands either onto the lap or onto the knees. Once you're in your seat, just take a couple big shoulder shrugs just to release through the shoulders. Many of us are coming to the practice today from a variety of different activities. Just want to release in the shoulders, and then let's do the shoulder shrugs in the opposite direction. Whether you're working from home or you're tending to the children or pets or other things, we often carry a lot of tension in our shoulders. So now that you've released the shoulders a little bit, come into the seat and then take the arms up and toward the ceiling, big stretch up. And exhale, just bring the arms back down. Again, just waking up through the shoulders, lift up, look up. Exhale and bring it back down. And one more, inhale. And exhale. And now breathe in, reach up. And breathe out, twist to your right. Left hand lands on the knee, right hand lands behind you. Breathe in, sit up tall. Breathe out, twist around, feeling the belly button trying to reach to the right side. And then peel the right shoulder back, peel the left shoulder back. Big breath in. Exhale as we twist. Inhale, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, and we'll twist over to the opposite side. Land the hand on the knee. Other hand behind you. Breathe in, sit up tall. Exhale, find that deeper twist. Now taking the belly button toward the left hip. Full breath in as you sit taller. Full exhale as you take that deeper twist. And one more breath. Exhale here. Inhale, rise up through center. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up to the sky, full stretch of the spine. So palms are pressing up. Pull your arms by your ears and lift the sternum. Allow the spine to go into fuller extension. You're on the fronts of the sits bones. You can feel that length of the spine. As long as the neck feels okay, the chin is reaching upward. Full breath in. And exhale, release the hands down, back to the knees or into your lap. So once you've moved a little bit, now let's see if we can just settle in. So you can close the eyes or set your gaze onto one point. And just feel the tingling, the warmth, the sensations you've created around the spine, the sides of the body and the shoulders, arms, and even into the fingers from that little bit of stretch. Perhaps the heart is beating a little bit more. Perhaps the breath has changed a little bit. So coming back to just finding stillness, finding that deeper connection to breath, and also the deeper connection to this present moment. With life as busy as it is right now, and pretty much always busy, but especially feels busier right now, we tend to forget to put ourselves in a priority position. Position 1 is reserved for others. Position 1 is reserved for family, for kids, for pets, for coworkers, for the company you work for, you name it. You're not in position 1. You always tend to put others first. It's just human nature. And so now, in this practice, and for the next little while together, can you put yourself first? Can you begin with your breath? And take one more deep breath in and a full empty. With the eyes closed, bring the hands to prayer at the heart. Let the thumbs touch the sternum. Slight tip of the chin downward toward the fingers. Acknowledging your capacity to be there for so many others. Your willingness, your eagerness to do that. And then see if you can acknowledge a little bit more of that capacity to be there for yourself, to put in the work, and make yourself a priority. Blink the eyes open. Deep breath in. Reach the arms skyward again. Exhale. Just neutralize the spine, but keep the shoulders flexed, arms overhead. Feel the elevation of the shoulders. And as you feel the elevation of the shoulders, don't want you to take the shoulders up to the ears and over elevate, but the shoulders will naturally elevate. You're just going to start to externally rotate your shoulders. And as you do that, as you externally rotate your shoulders, your biceps are going to start to turn back toward the back side of the mat. The pinky fingers are going to start to turn toward one another. You're going to feel that external rotation in the shoulders, that opening. Breathe in, lift up to the chest, but keep the spine nice and neutral. And then turn the palms up to the sky, and then open and close really quickly. Very fast fists, open, close, open, close. The purpose here is to work out, to strengthen both fingers as well as wrists. And I should also say forearms. I meant to say fingers, forearms, and wrists. All the things are getting strengthened here. We don't often strengthen our forearms in our yoga practice, but we do use them a lot. So the tighter and faster you can make fists here, the more you're going to start feeling that burn in your forearms. We're here for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, feeling it. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Let that go. Cross the legs and find your way into downward facing dog. Just move the legs back. Drop the head. Shake out the neck. Walk the legs out. And then finding your best down dog. Once you've moved the legs a bit, your best down dog might mean with your knees a little bit bent. It might also mean that you can comfortably straighten out the legs without compromising the spinal extension. Full inhale, exhale, and trying to work the shoulders here just like you did as we were seated a few moments ago. Press down to the thumb and index finger knuckles, widen across your upper back, press through the hands, really feel that pressure of the hands into the mat, and now externally rotate through the shoulders. You'll feel the shoulder heads pulling, protracting through the shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in. Big exhale. Pick up the right leg, inhale. Exhale, draw the right knee in toward the nose and let's step the right foot forward. Breathe in, reach the arms behind you. Shoulder blades drawing in toward one another. You're nice and low here in the chest. Drive the right hip back and the left hip forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Crescent. Open up the chest. Again, biceps spinning back, pinky spinning toward each other. Left heel right over the toes. Deep breath in. Big exhale out. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the hands into the heart center. Lean the upper body forward. Step up and off into a warrior 3 legs with hands at heart center. Chin slightly drops in, little tuck of the chin, shoulders draw back. Can you level your hips here? Tendency here is to sometimes let the lumbar kind of get a little compressed, so pull the belly button up into the spine, squeeze to the legs. Hands to the mat, lift the left inner thigh to the sky, moving into a standing splits. It's always nice to have a block nearby if you have one to start to bow into standing splits. Drop your head, lift through the inner thigh. Full inhale, big exhale. One more, breathe in. Exhale, hands down to the mat. My yogis who love handstands, palms flat. Take a lift off into handstand. Everyone, we move back into high plank. We meet there. Top of a push-up. Top of the push-up position. Ground down, thumb and index finger knuckle. Hug the low belly in. We're going to work our chaturangas. You can drop the knees for chaturanga as long as you keep your tailbone really pulling down and not lifting in this kind of overarched position in your lower back. So pulling in the belly, whether or not your legs are lifted or knees are down. Breathe in, shift forward. Breathe out, low push-up. Breathe in, come back up. Breathe out, low push-up. Come back up. One more chaturanga. Lower, hold 3. Hold 2. Hold 1. Upward facing dog, lift the chest. Downward facing dog, lift the hips. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale. Move the hands closer together at the top of the mat. Thumbs are touching. Drop your head through. And keep the left hand grounded. Right hand's going to reach to the outer edge of the left ankle or the outer shin as you spin under. Full inhale. Pull yourself under on the exhale. And let's switch hands. Right hand down. Left hand grabs onto the outer shin or outer ankle. Breathe in. Breathe out. Twist. Again, inhale. Exhale. You can feel that stretch. At least I can. My left shoulder blade all the way through. One more breath in. Exhale. Release. Hands back. Downward dog. Lift the left leg up. Inhale, breath. Exhale, hug the knee in. Step the left foot forward. Get really high in the right tippy toes. And then sail the hands behind you, drawing shoulder blades in toward one another. And then really trying to drive the left hip back, the right hip forward. Steady the breath. You might notice that the shoulder heads want to drop inward. You're going to try to roll them back. One more breath in. Exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach the arms up, spinning the biceps back, spinning the pinkies back. And lift up through the chest, trying to not overdo it in the lower back again. So nice and neutral as much as you can. Gaze set on one point. And just feeling the breath, that energy as it comes in and it leaves. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands come into prayer at the heart. Land the thumbs on the sternum. Shift the body forward as you lift off into airplane or warrior 3 legs. Right hip down. Widen across the upper back, or widen across the chest, I should say, but keeping the upper back nice and open as well, so that you're not squeezing your shoulders too much. You're also not letting the shoulders drop down. Really being aware of what's going on in the torso as you are, is what is going on in the legs. Take one more breath in. And exhale, hands will come down onto the ground or onto your block. You're going to find your way into a standing splits. Start to lift the inner thigh toward the sky. Drop your head down. If you're using hands down on a block, just try not to have too much of a death grip on this block. Can you lift the leg a little higher without externally rotating the hips? And then you can start to move into handstand work if you like handstand, palms down. Start to hop up. If you're not doing handstand, simply step all the way back. We will all meet in high plank, moving really slowly, preparing ourselves to go into 3 rounds of Chaturanga push-ups, the last one to hold. So again, you can drop the knees, keeping the belly tucked in, or knees off the ground, shift forward, strong through the legs, lower halfway, press it back up, 2 more lower, and lift, 1 more lower, and hold for 3, for 2, for 1, upward dog, inhale, downward dog, exhale, full breath in, fully let it go. Look forward, step walker, hop, top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale and bow forward. Inhale, rise up to standing. Lift up and look up. Exhale, hands come into the heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Just again, getting present to the feeling of your breath, the feeling of the heart beating underneath your thumbs. And the eyes open, hands reach out and up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward and down, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to the mat, step walker, float it back. Your low push-up. Upward facing, lift the chest. Downward facing, lift the hips. Big breath in. Big breath out. Twice more, inhale. Exhale. One more time, breathe in. Empty. Look forward, step or hop. Feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow over the legs. Inhale, rise up to standing, reach up, stretch. Exhale, hands pull through the heart as you forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Hands down, step back, or again, float it back. If you're floating back, bend the knees, get low here. Lift the hips, and then take the legs back. Chaturanga to upward facing and downward facing. Breathe in and breathe out. Just 2 more times. Breathe in. Empty. And 1 more. Full breath in. Feel that pause at the top and then fully empty. Look forward, step or hop or float. Feet top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, we bow. 1 more full round, sun salutation A. Halfway lift. Hands down, step back or float back. If you're stepping back, you take the chaturanga as you lower. Upward, breathe in. Downward, exhale it out. Staying here, enjoying down dog. If you need a little rest, drop the knees into a child's pose. If you need a little more fire, then you're going to work some leapfrog hops. You walk your feet halfway up the mat. Feet are together and knees are wide. As you lift and lower, hips up to the sky and hips down. So my friends doing leapfrog hops, it's up and down, possibly catching a little air time. I love this variation of handstand work. I'm always sad to not do it full out right now due to a little injury, but if you can go full out, please do. You have 1 more breath in. Empty the breath. My friends in the leapfrog hops, hop to the top of the mat. Everyone will meet at the top. You can step forward, you can hop forward. Halfway, breathe in and forward and down fold. Come to chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink the hips, arms reach high, and then press down into the big toes and lift your heels up. Heels lift, sink the hips lower, squeeze the inner thighs. Reach the arms back. Again, that external rotation in the shoulders is going to give you access to a little bit more flexion in the shoulders. You may feel like you take your arms further back with that deeper external rotation. 1 more breath in. Exhale, heels down, but stay in chair. Breathe in, breathe out, hands at heart. Move the weight to the right foot. Left leg is going to sweep back. So you're coming back into airplane. Chin tucks slightly, crown of the head pulls forward. Inhale, breath. Exhale, feet together. Come back to chair. Sink the hips. Move the weight to the left foot. Lift the right heel. Sweep it back. Moving yourself back into your airplane pose. Pause, inhale. Exhale, feet together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Weight to the right. Lift the left. Move it back. Take a moment, full breath cycle in and out. Bottom of this exhale, land the feet. Inhale, chair. Other side, weight to the left. Bring it back. Pause. Strong here through your legs. Keep breathing. And then so slowly bring it back. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, forward fold, release. Lift halfway, inhale. Fingertips to the ground, step your left foot all the way back. Left knee down. Inhale, arms rise up. And then take the hands, interlace the hands, and place the hands behind the head. Open up the chest. I always think of this as like sunbathing, like getting as many sun rays as possible. Drive your left hip forward and your right hip back. You can stay here, but for more challenge, keep your left toenails flat on the ground and just lift through your left knee. And then see if you can lift the sternum. Big stretch here up the foot, through the shin. Those with you who lifted the knee, please put the knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Straighten the right leg. Keep the right big toe down. Pull your hips back. And then again, inhale, reach it up. And exhale, pull it back. One more. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, pull it back. You can land the hands on the blocks or on the ground, further back as far as you can, and then try and pull your chest forward. I've got my right big toe still on the ground. Pull your shoulders back. And then changing this, just to lift your foot up to make it more of a hamstring stretch. Plug the right hip back, just as forward. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, walk the hands forward, rebend the knee, tuck through the left toes, lift the left knee, reach the right hand up, nice simple twist, open up the chest, and then drawing the shoulder blades together to give you, again, more access to being a little more open here, getting a little more spacious. So when we do this pose, what I often see is people try and get more spacious by dropping their left hip and rolling through their hips. So keep your hips and your back leg really strong, steady, stabilized, and then find the freedom here as you turn the upper body. One more breath in. Exhale, breath. Look forward, move your left hand forward on a block or not, finding your way to revolved half moon. Lift it, open up. Turn the chest open again a little bit more. For some of you, reach back around and grab your foot. Kick the foot into the hand back into the foot. Steady breath. One more, breathe in. Exhale, release. Hands to the ground. If you'd like a handstand, hop back, go for it. Otherwise, step back, high to low plank. We meet in downward facing dog. Once you get to down dog, side plank, right hand on the ground. Roll your heels to the right. Left hand up to the sky, shoulders down and back. Set the gaze up to the top hand. If this ever feels like too much, drop your bottom knee to support yourself. Otherwise, you're going to take the upper arm overhead and try and turn the palm toward the ground. Lift your left leg, inhale, exhale, elbow taps knee. Inhale, get long. Exhale, elbow taps knee. 3 more, breathe in. Breathe out. 2. 1. Catch your knee with your hand. Open up the chest. Try and turn the body toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, step or pull the left foot forward. Step the left foot to the top of the mat, kind of up to the outer edge of the mat. Step your right foot to join it. Yogi Lunge, top of the mat. Sink your hips, backs of the hands together. Move your hips side to side. Close your eyes for a moment. Again, returning to breath. Hands to the ground, crow pose. So hands to the ground, feet must come together for crow pose. So bring your feet center line, widen your knees, same knees as your leapfrog hops. Take your knees and place them either outside your elbows if you're starting, and press the elbows if you're kind of starting out and not sure about it. Elbows to insides of the knees and really pressing, and then start to lift the legs. If you've progressed further than that, you've got knees to the upper arms. And if you've gone even further than that, then you've got straight arms as you lean forward. You have 1 more breath. Breathe in, deep, deep. Exhale, find Chaturanga. Step it back or float it back. Vinyasa. Full breath in, full breath out. Look forward, step or hop, feet top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and bow. Inhale, chair. Pause. Sink the hips low. Lift, press into the toes, lift the heels. Get low in the hips. Strong, steady gaze, strong, steady legs. Gaze, legs, they don't really rhyme, but just trying it out. Strong, steady gaze and strong, steady legs. One more breath in. Exhale, lower the heels. Move the weight to the left foot. Hands will come through heart center and then back into your airplane. Chin tucks. Breathe in. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, chair. Exhale, other side. Right foot, left leg lifts. Breathe in. So slowly exhale, feet together, chair. Other side, left foot is down, right foot lifts. Take it back, steady gaze. And then again, bring it back in. Inhale, chair. Right leg down, left foot lifts, and bring it back. Really powerfully, full breath. Empty. Bring the feet, left foot back, chair pose, and then empty, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Fingertips to the ground. Let's step the right foot all the way back. Right foot back, you can drop the right knee down. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then untuck the toes, toenails to the ground. Interlace the fingers, other thumb on top, hands to the back of the head. Widen the elbows. And then you get to choose here to stay like this or to really power up. The toenails stay on the ground as you lift the right knee, elbows wide, sternum up. So if you lifted the knee, take one more breath in and use the exhale to lower the knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, pull your hips back. Keep the left big toe on the ground, like you're bowing over your left leg, because that's what you're doing. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pull your hips back nice and evenly. Takes a bit of balance here to do this without hands on the ground. Again, inhale, rise up. Exhale, pull the hips back, and now land the hands as far back as you can. They can go on blocks or just fingers down, and then now start to press the left big toe down a little more. Stretch out through the front of the foot. And then we'll switch that up to stretch the back of the leg. So pull the toes up, toes pulling back towards your kneecap, chest pulling forward. Walk your hands forward, press the left foot down, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, breathe in, twist to the left. So as you twist, open to the left. Again, we're trying to create all this space in the chest, but don't allow that to kind of take over what's going on in the hips. So hips stay level, the right knee still, squeeze strong. Now, but just turn the body, pull the left shoulder head in and see if you can turn through the spine and not compromising through your hips and lower leg, back leg. One more breath. Exhale, breath. Look forward, moving this to revolved half moon. You can take a block as you go. Block under the right hand. Lift the back leg up. Again, the body's still turning toward the left. Unshrug your shoulders. They might be shrugged up to the ears without even you realizing. And if you want more, you reach around, catch the foot, turn the body open. Everybody, hands to the ground. Again, if you have that handstand, hop up and hop back. Take it now. Otherwise, step back through your vinyasa. We will meet in downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, exhale everything. Use your inhale to shift forward to high plank. Left hand on the ground. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot. Reach your right arm up. Again, you can always drop a bottom knee. You're going to take the right arm overhead. Palm faces the ground. Lift your right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out, elbow and knee come together. Inhale, breath. reach long, exhale and they tap. Inhale, exhale, 2 more. Squeeze through your obliques, 1 more. Hold here, catch your knee. See if you can turn your body toward the ceiling a little more. 1 more breath in. Aim your right foot to the outer edge of the mat on the right side, and then place your hands down. It's like lizard for a moment. Step your left foot to the outer edge on the left side. Sink the hips down into Malasana. Backs of the hands together. Just set your gaze again on one point or close your eyes. Just allow yourself to fully arrive right here in this pose. Okay, another round of crow pose. Again, options are crow, beginner option, knees outside elbows. Going a little bit further, knees to upper backs of the arms. Full crow, or a really full crane, straight arms. Or for my friends practicing the press up into a tuck handstand, you can take one or both blocks, stand onto the block, press into the hands, and then see if you can bring your knee into your chest, maybe one, maybe both, into your little bit of a tuck handstand, but a press up rather than a hop up. Wherever you are, we're going to move through Chaturanga to downward facing dog. My friends who are still in crow after that long discussion, felt like a lecture, no? So apologies. Good work. Take a breath here. Empty your breath. Look forward, step or hop, feet to the top. Inhale halfway. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, hands come into the heart. Pick up your right leg. Take your right hand behind you. Catch your foot. Left hand to the sky. You can take a mudra, thumb and index fingers together. Breathe in. As you breathe out, kick, falling. Kick your right leg back. Open up the chest. Drive your right hip down. Lift through the right knee. Try and keep hold of the foot as you take your left hand either to the ground or to a block. We're coming into half moon, so if you can't keep hold of the foot, yeah, let go of the foot, no big deal. But if you keep hold of the foot, this is Chapasana, just with a different arm variation than we normally take. You've got externally rotated shoulders here. Open up the chest. Squeeze the left leg as straight as you can. And now start to let go of the foot to full half moon and start to bend your standing leg. So slow bend of the standing leg, the left knee bent. All right, make this exciting. We're going to take our left elbow to our left knee so that you're not holding onto the floor anymore. Left elbow, left knee. Woo! 2 more rounds of breath. And big step back to warrior 2. Reach the arm back, reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Left hand to the ground, right arm up and overhead. Tuck your left hip under, open up the chest. If you want more and your legs are feeling really strong, both arms reaching. Keep tucking your left hip under, get long on both sides of the body. Inhale, lift all the way up. Turn the left toes inward, the right toes facing the very back of the room. Reach the right hand for Trikonasana, triangle pose, reach, reach, reach. And then hand to the ground, left arm up to the ceiling. It's a nice stretch here, at least feels really nice to lengthen this all out after that work. Open up. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to the hips, turn the toes inward. Breathe in, reach up. And then breathe out, bow forward. Walk your hands forward like you're doing down dog here. So from belly button up, it's down dog, but from belly button down, it's this wide-legged forward fold. Drop your head through. Don't lose sight of down dog shoulder rotation here. So you externally rotate your shoulders in this pose and feeling the push and the pull. So my hands are down, but I can feel my hips pulling back. One more breath. Walk your hands back Turn your heels inward, toes out, sink your hips. Right away, goddess pose. So whether you call this goddess or horse, I call it goddess, I think it sounds prettier, but you can call it horse stance. Nice and low, deep here into this pose. Take your arms up, elbows in line with your shoulders. Again, you can take a mudra, sink the hips. Little work in the legs, lift your right heel, lift your left heel, lower your right heel, lower your left heel. Lift your left, lift your right, lower left, lower right. Again, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. One more, right, left, right, left, lift left, right, lower left, lower right. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, turn yourself forward, step the back foot in a third of the distance and take pyramid right away, stretching out through the left hamstrings. So if you want a deeper stretch and you do have one of your blocks, take the block underneath your left foot. Stand your left foot on this block as you pull your hips back. And you'll notice just by elevating the floor to you a little bit higher, you will get a little bit more action in the left hamstrings. Really plug in the left big toe mound. And then what I love about all this hamstring work is if you are working on any inversions, especially any press handstand work, having more flexible hamstrings is going to be helpful for you to lift off. And speaking of, those of you who want to play with your press handstand, this is your time. You're going to start, and even if you're not playing with it, you can work, do this drill as well. Start walking bend your left knee, walk your hands forward, palms to the ground. I'm going to move mine back slightly. Palms to the ground, right leg to the sky. Get really high on your left tippy toes, and then you can lower back down. Really high, straighten out the left leg and lower back down. Those of you doing press handstand, get really high on your tippy toes and see if you can lift off. 2 blocks is more helpful than 1, so you can always add another block. Again, I'm not going to demo it entirely, the lift off, but I'm going to demo just the press up and the lower down. Squeezing the legs, keeping the hips level. 1 more round. If you are floating up in the sky right now, make your way back through a vinyasa. Everyone, step the right foot back, take the left foot off. There's no cute way to do that. And then let's just find our way back, high plank to low, upward to downward. Breathe in and breathe out. Walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, and exhale and bow. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We lift the left leg, knee up into the chest. Reach the left palm back, catch it for dancer's pose. Right hand up, possibly a mudra, thumb and index finger together. Breathe in, and as you exhale, take the leg back, hips stay level, kick the leg into the hand. Hand kind of pulls, or trying to pull the leg back. Move this to Chaturanga with the arm still like this. Right hand to the ground. Again, if the hand and the foot release from one another, no worries, just come to half moon. If you kept hold, turn your hips toward the left. And really kick hand into foot, and foot is pulling back, little tug of war. If you have the foot now, you get to release, straighten out the left leg. We're going to start to bend our standing leg. Right knee bends deeply. Flex your left toes in the sky. And then you can keep hand on the ground, especially if you're feeling really shaky. Or test your balance. Take your right elbow to your right knee. Ooh, this one's harder for me. 3, 2, 1. Reverse warrior. Step back to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Reach all the way back. Extended side angle, right hand inside the foot, left arm up and over. Drive your right hip under. Pull the left shoulder a little bit further back so you can turn the body toward the ceiling. When I say further back, I mean toward the right. Left shoulder toward the right. Tuck the right hip under. Again, if you tried on the first side to take both arms up, try on this side. See if there is a difference in sensation, if it's harder, if it's easier. Just be with it. One more breath. Inhale, rise it up. Whew. Turn the right toes in and the left toes to face the back wall. Open up the arms for triangle. First you reach as far as you can, and the hand can go to the ground. Right hand can go to the sky. And notice how that feels now, giving that a little bit of a break. Inhale, lift all the way up. Turn the toes inward, pull your hips back, bow forward. We're taking that forward fold with down dog, arms forward. So hands reaching as far forward as they can, hips pull back, drop your head through. Check that the weight is in the outer edges of the feet, and you're having, again, this tug of war. Your hands are gripping, but your hips are pulling back. You're getting really long on the sides of the body. Walk your hands back, breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale and turn the heels inward. Knees turn out, sink the hips low into goddess. Hips nice and low. Sorry, I'm facing away from you. Try and get low and lift the elbows in line with the shoulders. Take your mudra, thumb and index finger together. Draw your knees back. And again, we lift the heels. We're gonna drop left heel first, then right heel, lift left, and lift right. Drop right, drop left, lift right, lift left. Again, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. I think I got off the side count, but you get to just keep moving. So we'll do one more. Left up, left down, right down. Breathe in, breathe out, straighten everything up, turn the toes in, breathe in, lift, reach. Exhale, turning the feet forward, step the back foot in a third of the distance, catch your hips, and find your way into your pyramid pose. Pull your hips back. Sorry about like miscounted goddess heel lifts. Ever have that happen to you where you're like, you have it in your mind, but then your mouth, brain, they disconnect somewhere along the way? Okay, you're welcome to stay here. I, again, would like to encourage you, if you have a block, to take the block underneath the right foot for that more, that deeper stretch in the right hamstring. Plug the right big toe in, pull the right hip back, chest forward and down. Again, giving the right side a chance to lengthen, especially if you are trying to do your press handstand work. And to move into that work, if you would like another block, if that just gives you that elevation so you don't feel like you're hopping into the handstand, grab the other block. You're gonna move the hands forward onto the ground. Palms are flat. Whether you're doing handstand or not, you can start to lift as high as you can onto the tippy toes and then lower the heel back down. Again, lift really high tippy toes and lower the heel back down. Those of you who go to handstand, really press into the hands and lift, and see if you can lift the other foot. Lift, like float it up, not hop it up, float it up. One more breath. Lift up, and we're all gonna make our way back. Nice and slow, step it back. Move your foot, again, not very cute, but move your foot off the block. Meet back through a vinyasa, high plank to chaturanga, upward dog to downward facing dog. Breathe in and empty the breath. Shift forward, high plank, lower your knees, and then lower your chest all the way down. Take your hands, one hand on top of the other, build a little pillow, drop your forehead down, and just allow yourself to settle into a bit of breath here. Not much else for you to do, but breathe fully, deeply, full connection to the breath, but really relaxing the body as fully as you can. Breathe in, lift the chest up. Take the forearms on the ground into Sphinx Pose. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chest through. Press down into the toenails. I'm lifting my knees off the ground and driving my tailbone under to fully extend through my spine a little bit more. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. We're going to go a little bit deeper here. You're going to move your hands back to where you're kind of midway from your wrist to your elbow, halfway back. Squeeze your shoulders, lift up a little higher. Welcome to stay here. Notice if your shoulders have creeped up, just draw them down, settle them in. Or you can start to bend your knees, big toes connect. And as you press your chest back, you lift your toes toward your head. You might even be able to bring your hands further back to give you access to going a little bit further. Toes toward head, head toward toes. Exhale, lower everything back down to the mat. Right arm out to the side into half a T. Left hand like you're doing a push-up. Roll to the outer right hip, drop your head. And just let yourself get a nice front of the shoulder stretch. Stretching out through the pectoral muscles. Yogis, please come back around through center. We're going to take ourselves to the other side. So left hand in line with the shoulder, right hand like you're doing a push-up, and then yogis roll to the opposite side. Just take my microphone off as I roll over to the side. Drop the right toes down, drop your head. Come back around through center. Take a moment here in the center. You're going to come up back to that Sphinx Pose. Lift the chest. Or going back into the higher level, shoulders back. Or one more round of toes toward head. So again, you can bring your hands even further back. Draw your shoulders down. Big toes connect. Lift your chest up. Bring the crown of the head back. Toes toward head, head toward toes. And child's pose. Move everything back. Stretching out through the shoulders. Relax the neck. Full breath. Inhale fully. And a big sighing exhale. Come to your tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift your sits bones up. We're going to jump our feet through our hands and find our way to a seated pose. So look forward, step or hop, feet through hands. Legs out in front of you. Paschimottanasana. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, reach forward and down. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, bow a little bit further. Inhale again, chest forward. Exhale, deep dive here. And then extend the spine length and breathe in. Pause and come all the way up to seated. Bring your right leg in toward knee and toward the chest. Take a nice simple twist. So I'm going to hug my right knee in with my left elbow and twist around. Nice and simple. Chest rolls open. Counter twist. Taking yourself around to the other side, just both hands landing to the edge of the mat as you take a little bow, bend your elbows toward the sides and let the chest bow toward the mat. Come back up, and then you're going to give this right leg a little hug, like it's a baby. You're holding a baby, hugging in. Okay, so if this feels like not comfortable or you're leaning back a ton, then just drag your other foot in and let's set it up for figure 4. But if you can stay here, see if you can pull the foot a little higher, this right knee rolling gently away, so getting a deeper external rotation. And then wherever you are, we're going to land in a pose where we're going to stretch out the hamstrings again, clasping the hands around the foot and straightening out the right leg. So if you were in your figure 4, join us now. You can straighten out the leg, stretch out the right leg, shoulders pulling back. So something to note when you're doing this is if you're leaning back just to get your leg closer to your face, but now you're kind of more on the lower back, I want you to do the opposite. I want you to let the leg go forward more. Come to the sits bones, the very front of the sits bones. Feel your butt bones on the ground and then lean it forward. Then from there, bend the elbows and see if you can bring your face toward your leg here. But now we've got our sits bones comfortably on the ground. We're not resting on our lower back. You're going to start to bring this right leg back, like just kind of work it back. Knee bends back and then straighten. I was thinking of an old-fashioned lawnmower where you're like pulling it. If you're too young to know those, well, they existed. Maybe they still do. You can take your old-fashioned lawnmower up and over your shoulder. Okay, so if you're like, no, that's not happening, guess what? You can stay in your pose just like so, right? Or if you're taking it over the shoulder, left hand catches outside the right foot, right hand to the ground, stretch it up, open it up. Create all that space. Turn the body toward the left. Use your right arm to inside your right thigh. Turn the body. Take another deep breath. Exhale, come around. There's an arm balance here. Now, if you're playing with this, here's the arm balance. The leg goes up and over the shoulders. Hands go down. Lift your sits bones off the ground. Lift your left leg. And then wrap left leg over right. Swing the legs out to the right. Get nice and low. Level your shoulders. And then we're just going to come and sit back down. So there's a way to unravel and jump out of it. But today, we're not going to do that. Take the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Breathe in, lift your chest, and breathe out, forward fold. Of course, at home, if you need to do that, right? Like, there's so many things that I want to do right now in my yoga practice, but I have to rein it back, listen to my body. And I think that is the power of the practice, is knowing where to push and knowing where to pull back, right? Really working that muscle of self-care rather than just muscling through everything and then getting in more of an injurious way. So just being mindful whenever you're doing any of these poses. Okay, bringing yourself back up. You're going to take your right leg forward, your left knee into your chest. Breathe in, hug it in, and twist around toward the left. Hand just goes behind you. Do a counter twist, come all the way around, fingers land on the other side. The elbows bend out to the side as you bow into this counter twist. Come back up. From here, we're going to take this leg into that cradle the baby, the foot into the crook of the right arm, the knee into the crook of the other. If this doesn't work, again, drag this leg in into a seated figure 4 to get that stretch in the outer hip. So there's a lot of ways, obviously, to stretch through the external hip rotators. Often people just love to drop into pigeon, but these are really, that's a great stretch. It's nice and restorative. This is a very active hip rotator stretch. So know that we are doing that hip rotation. Know that that happens in classes. Even if you don't do traditional pigeon pose, you're getting that work in things like this. Okay. Here we go. We're going to start to take our hands around the ball of the left foot and straighten it up. Again, if you were in that figure 4, just straighten the leg out, catching the foot, reaching it up. If you're, again, leaning back just to get the leg straight and closer to your face, let it go forward. Straighten the leg out here or use that strap. And then start to bend the elbows and bring the leg up as you bring the face toward the knee. You can stay here or you can start working old-fashioned lawnmower, left leg going back, using that external hip rotation. Taking the left leg up and over the shoulder, leg over the shoulder. Put the leg over top the shoulder if you have it, And then moving into your elephant pose to move into Ashtavakrasana. Hands go down, hips lift up, lift the right leg. Going further, right leg wraps around left, and then take the legs out to the left. I might kick my wall here. Breathe in, breathe out, and then no big deal, just come back to seated, unravel the legs. If you're working out the leg into the fancier arm balance, have a great time with it, but then meet us back with feet together, knees wide. Breathe in, and then breathe out, bow forward, reach the hands forward. Trying to just extend the spine really long. Walk your hands back, bring your knees together, drive your heels down, and then really slowly articulating the spine down, hugging the low belly in. So slow, you might even have to catch your legs to slow the descent down, all the way down. Reach the arms back, the legs forward. Nice and long, stretch it all out. Full breath in. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Place the feet down. Take a little bridge pose, lift the hips. We did a lot of work today, so if you'd like to take a block at any height under the lower back, just do a nice restorative bridge. I would really recommend that. If you'd like just to do a really powerful bridge, of course, lift up or even a wheel pose. But a restorative bridge like this, I've got my block on its medium height. And you can even straighten one or both legs to lengthen out the hip flexors and just hang out here, letting the entire back side of the body lengthen. If there's any final poses you're craving, any inversions, or anything else you feel you need to do before you can comfortably take rest, take the time to move into those shapes now, knowing that you have counter poses sometimes and other sides to do. So move as you need. My friends who are taking a more restorative bridge, possibly the bridge with the legs out in front and the block underneath you, you can start to come all the way down, lowering the spine down, arms out into cactus arms. Just let the knees sway side to side. Get all the wiggles out before we come into our final rest. If you are taking any final poses that involve a counter pose, please move into your counter pose now. And then when you finally move into rest, do your best to do absolutely nothing except drop in. So make sure there's nothing lying around near you to bother hands and feet. Just letting yourself have all the space. Take up space here. You deserve that. And let yourself drop in. If you're finishing up your poses before you come into rest, once you come to rest, do your best to just allow yourself to deepen the pose, melt into the mat. Let the breath return to normal. Please stay still here in your rest. Nothing to do, nothing to create. All the work has been done. I'm going to share a little bit from one of my favorite books, Journey to the Heart by Melody Beattie. And this specific reading is from the date of my birthday. Well, it's not today, but I just really like it. Take better care of yourself than you ever have before. That's what your heart is telling you to do. Those times of driving yourself, depriving yourself, or not being gentle and loving with yourself will no longer work. Punishing, criticizing, repressing, and denying won't bring the feelings, the growth, and the result you're seeking. The harder you push, the more you relentlessly demand perfection, and the worse you'll feel. Fall in love with yourself. Be gentle, loving, kind, and attentive. Take time throughout each day to tend to your needs, just as you would tend to someone you loved deeply and dearly. Loving and caring for yourself this way won't waste time. It's not a delay. Take better care of yourself and life's magic will return. your life will improve and you'll feel better too. So in the spirit of taking time for yourself and taking better care of yourself, take as much time as you need here in Shavasana. Stay as long as your schedule allows and your body needs. I will bid you farewell for now. I thank you so much for practicing with me. If you're coming out of your rest, you can sit up. Bring the hands into prayer at the heart. Touch in. Again, the intention of working so hard and then giving back something to yourself. Let that sit with you for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. Well done today. Thumb knuckles arrive at the forehead center. Namaste.